motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Take it back, and you've already budgeted for that. I'm looking at my own personal finances, and if somebody gives me $1,000 and I know what I'm gonna do with it, and all of a sudden they go take that $1,000 back. I don't think that's fair. Is this something we revisit in 2026? I think it's, I hope in 2026, we're not looking at something as the state takes us over because we can't pay. We're already borrowing $500,000 to make it to the end of April, or $800,000. So we've been put in a horrible situation. And our past practice, I really don't care about past practices. When we talk about past practice, our past practices, as far as the management of this township and money-wise, has been horrible. So I don't care about past practice. But I do want to fight for the firemen, which we've all been up here on for sure. I think we revisit that in 2026. Looking at our financial situation is as bleak as it is. But also, we talk about a 3% referendum. I think you've made a great point. When we talk about EMS, is that something we put on there to help them? EMS and firemen along across the board that we vote on as township citizens, that might actually even help you more. I'm just trying to be proactive when we talk about the red box, and Supervisor Corey's elaborated on that a little bit. I think that's something we start to really push, and then start to get the kickback on that. But it has to be a 50-50, because you can't have one fire department going out there getting all the boxes and claiming 80-90% of the money, and the other one sat back and didn't do it. I think we need to start to come to a 50-50 in that type of fundraiser and try to help them generate or alleviate some of the burdens that we have. So when we come back to that fire tax, I'm going to ask Mr. Miller, my personal opinion is to go back and to give them the working
You're here.
Yes.
Thank you. I agree with you, and thank you very much. Thank you.
We can't show your appreciation enough, but I think that
This was a little section on Shoesburg.
Chief Underberg, any input on anything?
Just real briefly, Mr. Chairman, for the month of June, there was 549 calls. Of those calls, 17 of those incidents were handled in West Leechburg. We had 4 officers attend 2 classes on inspection regulations and also on current trends in drug enforcement. For the public's knowledge, I'm going to make the announcement now. National Night Out is August 6th at Northmoreland Park. It's a nice event for the public to come out, and it's almost like a touch a truck event for the community itself. National Night Out is officially on the 5th of August. We, however, do ours on the 6th, just because we want to be different, yes. But no, and honestly, it's always been CSA Northmoreland heads it, and they have everybody show up on the 6th because they know everybody's busy on the 5th. So there'll be a lot of communities participating in National Night Out on the 5th, one of which being West Leechburg. So having this event on the 6th helps us out with staffing both of those. So if you have some time, show up. I know the fire departments, EMS, police departments, local services are all come out for that. So if you have young kids, please bring them out, and we'd love to see them.
When and where is that?
That's Northmoreland Park, August 6th, and I believe it's from 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Are we going to have an agenda meeting in August? That's August, I believe that's.
So it's the same night as the agenda meeting.
I won't be here anyway, so.
Mr. Pollard won't be here. I'm not sure if I will be available either. I'm not sure on that, so let's say probably not.
Okay, then I'll go to National Night Out.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions? Roger, public
Warrants?
We like pictures, right? So, made another little PowerPoint.
And we never did that before this year.
That's correct.
And again, I spoke to both elected leaders who told me that was not what they were voting. So, call it whatever you want, it's taken $11,000 from each of those departments. And if we're not gonna right here say, let's change that, I'll introduce a motion next month. I will. I have one right now I could pass out. And it'll make it clear that we're gonna use that law to do what the law said. Salary, benefits, not statutorily required, salary, benefits, and other compensation. So if the other two supervisors wanna continue with keeping that money, I'll motion next month to vote on.
And again, it's not that I'm against the fire departments at all, I'm just trying to just go over numbers, I'm a numbers guy. So I'm just going over numbers. I mean, I heard somebody say we shut the doors. I mean, that's not what this is about, we're trying to figure this out. And the township is 800 and some thousand in debt. So it's not like we're having a windfall here and we're trying to say, we wanna take your money too. It's not the case at all. We're just trying to just figure some things out of how it should be done, because this is new for 25 to us also, way from this Act 140. So I'm definitely new to this, and I don't understand a lot about fire departments in general. So I'm just trying to gain information when I speak to the gentleman and try to get some knowledge on this. But
Well, I'm a member of one of them, and I understand the way they work. They're dying for money. They're starving for money.
and what's
But the township is starving for money.
So, but,
That's not our
so,
fault.
It's required.
That's not the fire department's fault.
We are going to be bankrupt in 2026.
So are we.
Sorry,
We're moving
okay.
on.
But what we have done is, we have had a public works director who's been working without summer help. We have a police chief who's looking at different scheduling and trying to cut back on overtime. We have 2 or 3 less personnel in here. We were gifted a township that is struggling so bad that before I even took the seat, I sat out there and the chairman said, "Why are you scaring everybody, Supervisor Morabito? We're perfectly fine. Quit scaring everybody." And as soon as I got here in January, in a matter of 30 days, when personnel left, it was like a shell game of hiding money, that everybody thought this township was in a great situation. Is now and if you came to the presentation, not from the supervisors, not from the business manager, from a professional company that looked at our books, and had 8 people look at our books and say, you are in a dire situation, and you will be bankrupt in 2026. There's no way, there's not a person up here that wants to take from the fire. Or the library, because the township business manager prior gave $6,000 to $7,500 to a library van. I mean, we just handed out money left and right. I wish we were in a situation we never had to look
okay,
at this
we're
situation.
not talking about the fire departments now. We're talking about other stuff. So
Right.
probably move on,
Well, we're
Chairman
talking about the
Morabito.
situation
We're
this
gonna let
township is
Mr.
in.
Pollock speak.
Okay.
That you, for over a year coming here, said, we're in great, why are you scared of me? We're in a perfectly fine situation. And then it literally, when everybody left and the board changed, you quoted saying, we are in dire financial situation. Complete 100% opposite of what you were telling people, prior to January 2024. Nobody wants to take the firemen's money and the workers' comp, and it's not taking their money. It's
It
I
is.
was under the understanding, looking at
It
it,
is.
of fire tax and what we're
It
doing.
is taken.
All right, moving on. Minutes of the meeting.
Hey, could I, point of order? There's gonna be an item, well, you added to the agenda Friday, and we've had no discussion about it, and that is this lease with the municipal.
I'm sorry, it wasn't on here.
Yeah, and I get that, but it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Number 9, we were gonna have the, read up, please, Mr. Miller. It was an addendum.
That's correct. It is on as an action item. Motion to authorize solicitor to pursue legal action regarding the legal status of the municipal authority validating the township lease and tax dollars lease, which is what Mr. Ferguson spoke about earlier today.
Thank you, Mr. Borges, for discussion on that?
The last I heard anything about that from, and I'm on the municipal authority, and so I will abstain from that vote, abstain from a lot of it tonight. But the last time I heard anything from this end was an executive session I think we had in March, maybe or April, but it was months ago, and I've not heard anything since then. I know, and I won't discuss what we spoke about in executive session, but there were things that were supposed to happen. And then the next thing I know, I see that there's a motion to, whatever the word says, to compel the solicitor to pursue legal action against this. And I've not heard anything since then. I don't think there was an executive session I missed, but we really should, the Board of Supervisors should know at least what transpired after that executive session.
Solicitor Alexander has been working on that, and he's gotten zero response.
I can tell you that, I reached out to, no, I reached out to Jeff Stewart with the municipal authority to try to get a meeting set up. He wrote me back, said, we'll get a meeting set up, hopefully for next week or something like that. Then a day or so later, he said, our authority doesn't think a meeting's necessary. We'll be in touch with our solicitor. Bernie Matthews then got a hold of me, reached out and said that, I had permission to, represent both entities when, I did these leases and, I didn't bill any time to the township on this or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. But I didn't know it was gonna-
There was a waiver of conflict.
Yeah, and that both sides waived the conflict.
Yes.
And so I asked him for that, where that happened, and he sent me an email where, I think it was Mr. Stewart said that his board doesn't have any problem, and he knows, and he spoke with Mr. Prim, and Mr. Prim doesn't have any problem, and so you don't have a conflict, something to that extent. And so Mr. Matthews went ahead and negotiated the leases for both parties, and, the terms really weren't followed from the get-go. We need to determine the legal viability of those leases. We can't get the authority to sit down, they won't do it.
Why can't you sit down with the solicitor?
I'm sorry?
Why can't you sit down with a solicitor? That's what I think the municipal authority would like to happen.
One of the issues is whether the municipal authority solicitor has the ability to participate in ongoing negotiations of that lease when he was representing the township with the original leases, and there was never any board action from either board that I've been able to tell where a waiver of conflict was issued by either boards. We have one person saying that he doesn't have any problem with it, and saying that I've talked to Mr. Prim and he doesn't have anything to say with it, something to that effect. I'd have to go back and look at Bernie's email again, but that's why. I mean, Mr. Stewart said, sure, we'll get together and sit down, and then they said, no, we're not doing it.
I think the municipal authority thought that would be a waste of time, rather without the attorneys just sit down and talk about it. Well, I know a whole lot more now than I have for the last 4 months, and some of that I thought we were supposed to talk in executive session, but you spoke about it, so I'm sure that was okay. But, all right. See what happens.
Minutes of the meeting.
Fire tax fund, which is the 1.15 mils, as Mr. Morbido stated, generates $52,500, $105,000, split evenly between the two fire departments. They're getting 52,500. He also mentioned, as Mr. Johnson did correctly, that the foreign fire relief fund generates $50,000 from state aid. So they split that. So they're each getting roughly $75,000. And they'll be getting that.
It's always strength in numbers. And combining Oklahoma, Hyde Park, West Leechburg, Allegheny, and Markle, and I know there's differences between Markle, and I know there's differences between Markle and Allegheny Township. They've had differences for years. I don't know if, I know from what I've gathered, Markle is not as solvent as Allegheny is. But I just feel, my own personal opinion is, with the help, with the volunteers, with the strength in numbers, combining, could solve a lot of the problems, and the funding, and it drives for the funding. Whether which boot drives, whatever drives you guys are doing. I know that some of the old school methods didn't work, and everybody has to, get more updated with that, but, or, I had another solution, is, and I don't know if this is doable, we could give all the money to the fire departments, and you pay your own workman's comp. And we're out of the picture on that. It's another option, that this way here, you pick and choose, and you pay how you want, and we give you the full amount, and we're out. You do how you choose on that end of it. That's, and I know Mark was very fortunate, and I know Leanne worked very hard, and they got $100,000 from
You know what,
Olympus.
that's what this is about, and that money was used for trucks. You can't bring that up.
No, this is just, I'm saying, it was very fortunate that you guys got
It
that.
was
I'm not
very
saying that it
fortunate.
compares to
We
this.
also
I'm just
have
saying that
$100,000
They worked very hard to get that.
Okay, we're not gonna go back and forth with this.
Well, you were going back and forth on it.
I knew that.
We worked
was
very
what
hard to
this was
get
coming
that.
down.
So, all right, that's my opinion. No, I'm sorry, we've not taken any more on the floor. Public discussion is over.
Supervisor discussion's not. And you said it's double dipping. That $22,000 was in the fire tax they got. You're not double dipping anything. You gave them the $22,000, $11,000 each, and took it back.
How did we take it back?
It was in their
You
allocation.
took it out.
It was in the,
That was in the township money, Rich.
it's in the 1.15 tax mill.
I understand that. We can take it back, I'm saying.
Where is it? Where is it?
If we didn't, we gave it to them.
We'll shut the doors tomorrow.
That's what's
You
gonna
pay
happen.
for fire tax, you pay for
What's
fire.
You gave them, the township gave them that full allocation, and then the township now pulled some of that back to pay the workers' compensation premiums we always have paid. That's what happened.
Your B-class
It's,
township.
does Allegheny #1 be a part of this? And I was told you guys opted not to. Now, if that was wrong information, we would love to have the bins, because you don't need to say Planet Aid. The thing is, if you give to Planet Aid,
$52,500, $105,000 a year goes to both departments, Allegheny and Markle. There's another $50,000 that goes, and this money is generated